The Vigilant Christian has recently managed to do something that for a long time I thought was completely impossible. He managed to find somebody even stupider than him to do a guest video on his channel. And this person, who goes by the name of Kalia J, wields a level of sheer stupidity that I have not seen since the Bush administration. Now, before I expose you to this supernatural level of idiocy, I've got to advise you that if you have any alcohol in your house, go ahead and get a big glass of it right now. Pour yourself, preferably a big glass of whiskey, so that you can manage to get through this video. Pause it right now if you have to. Okay, you got your big glass of whiskey? Alright, let's begin.
Oh, the baby is so cute. Oh, thank you. What's his name? Cletus, Chanel, Tavion, Dre. Oh, okay. Well, is it a boy or a girl? Well, it's a boy. You know, it has its man parts. But, you know, he may decide he wants to be a girl. My little princess. He's so cute. He's so cute. I'm confused. Child, I am too.
So let me get this straight. You're confused about how to properly address a child who may be transgendered. Okay. I'll help you out, because this is a very simple concept of how to properly address a transgendered child, or really anybody who might be transgender, because this basically applies to transgendered people of all ages, okay? Here's what you do. If you see somebody who looks like a man, or you see somebody who looks like a woman, it is perfectly acceptable for you to use gender pronouns that match their physical appearance until they inform you that they are transgender. Then you should switch the gender pronouns around to match what their gender actually is. Very simple concept, and you also have the benefit of being an English speaker, because in the English language, there's not a whole lot of gender pronouns to begin with. It's basically just he, she, him, her, guy, girl, the end. There's not a whole lot of words you have to remember. It's not like you're speaking Spanish or speaking some other language where pretty much all the verbs have to be conjugated and each verb has a male and a female variant to it. It's very easy because you're an English speaker. So as long as you're not actually trying to be an ignorant bitch, this shouldn't be a very difficult concept for you to handle.
Are you awake yet? Because if you didn't know it by now, the media, want to control how we think. And I'm not having it. For instance, black males are violent, probably have a criminal record, they ain't going to college, and all they want is your purse. Sound familiar?
Really, Kalia? You think that the media is always portraying black men as violent, uneducated criminals? Where exactly is this happening? Are the black news anchors doing it, or the black radio host, or the black TV host? Maybe Barack Obama's doing it, because, you know, he's a popular black male in the media. Maybe it's happening in the Tyler Perry movies, because they have a majority black cast, but wait a minute, that's right. Tyler Perry movies tend to portray most of their characters in a positive light, and the movie typically has an overall positive message. But maybe Morgan Freeman or Oprah or Neil deGrasse Tyson are perpetuating this stereotype. You see, the fact of the matter is that at this point in time, black people pretty much get the same roles as white people do in the media. But you're probably not talking about all those places. You're probably talking about rap videos, right? Because that's really the only place where people, black men specifically, are typically portrayed as violent, uneducated criminals. But even then, it's not universally true. You can take rappers like Childish Gambino, or Tyler the Creator, or Earl Sweatshirt, or Kendrick Lamar, or Drake, who are rappers that don't really perpetuate that stereotype. And in fact, last time I checked, Kendrick Lamar and Drake were two of the most popular rappers in the world right now who do not perpetuate this stereotype. The only rappers that do perpetuate that stereotype are the ones who choose to. The ones who choose to be a fake gangster as a gimmick. Somebody like Lil Wayne. And Lil Wayne is not being forced to be a fake gangster. He's not being forced to play this gimmick. Lil Wayne could quit being a rapper. He could quit perpetuating that stereotype anytime he wanted to. In fact, if Lil Wayne were to stop rapping today, he probably wouldn't even go bankrupt because he's so popular that he could go start a podcast or some shit where he discusses the highest of intellectual discussions, and he could still make at least 6 figures a year doing that podcast due to his sheer popularity.
Have you taken a second to even think about why homosexuality is being displayed everywhere in the media? It seems a little forced, premedicated, planned. Look, this is in no way an attack on the LGBT community. It's a call for everyone to open your eyes. The truth is, the media wants to control the way that we think.
Oh, give me a fucking break. Basically what you just said is, oh, I don't like gay guys, but why are there so many faggots in the media? I don't like that shit. I mean, you fucking contradicted yourself in the same fucking sentence. How the fuck do you manage to do that shit, you stupid fucking bitch? Okay. I guess I might as well address your point now. Does the media control people? No, it doesn't. In fact, what's actually going on, and you might want to sit down for this because it's probably going to blow your teeny tiny little mind, what's actually happening is that the people control the media. This is why the media is constantly changing over the years and over the decades to keep up with the mindset of its viewers and keep up with what its viewers want. I mean, if you need evidence of this, just go back to, say, the 1950s and look at the type of TV shows that were being produced back then. You'll notice that there's no black people in the TV shows, or if there is a black person, they have a very minor role, like a background character that doesn't have any lines, or if they're lucky, they get to be someone's maid or somebody's butler. That's because back in the 1950s, the consumers of TV did not want to see black people in TV, and thus, the media didn't put black people in TV. But then, fast forward to, say, the 90s, where people became a little bit more enlightened, and then from the 90s forward, you start seeing shows that have an all-black cast, like The Cosby Show, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, or Martin. Now, the same exact thing is happening with gay and transgendered people. People have become a little bit more enlightened. People don't have the same problems that they did with gay and transgender people that they did a couple decades ago, because a couple decades ago, gay and transgender people couldn't even get married almost anywhere in the United States. Most states didn't allow gay marriage. Now, it's universally allowed in the United States, and thus, because people are more accepting of it, it's now in the media more. This is what happens when people become more enlightened and more accepting of a group of people. Go forward 10 or 20 years, and you're probably going to see another group of people more in the media. Hopefully, it'll be atheists, because right now, atheists are really the only group that aren't accepted that much in the media.
For example, oh, sex sells? Well, how about we use the voluptuous black woman and exploit her as a sex object in music videos and movies and TV shows? Oh, yeah, let's make them that sexy best friend, or that one in the music video with all her clothes off. Oh, wait, that's already happening.
Okay, now I'm confused, because first you were spouting a bunch of ignorance about gay and transgendered people, which I'm guessing comes from a Christian worldview, but now you're saying that women in the media are being exploited because they're using sex appeal to promote music videos, which I'm guessing comes from a feminist worldview. How the fuck have you managed to take the stupidest aspects of both Christianity and feminism and mold them into one ultra fucking retarded worldview? How the fuck did you manage to do that? Women in the media are not being exploited. These dancers in these music videos, they're not being exploited because they chose to apply to that job, they got hired to that job, and they choose to continue to work in that job. And they're getting paid tons of fucking money to do this. I mean, they're getting paid thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars to dance in a 4-minute music video. And last time I checked, getting a fat paycheck and getting to live a life of luxury is not an example of exploitation. If anybody's being exploited, it's the people who watch these videos that are so obsessed with their sexiness and their sex appeal that they just feel the need to watch it and they feel the need to consume it. They're really the ones who are exploiting them. And you know what? I'm fine with that. I'm perfectly cool with them getting paid tons of money off of the fact that it's ingrained in human biology for humans to be interested in sex. More power to them.
Have you heard of Brian Cansata? Listen to this. Dear American Idol casting directors, I have received many phone calls and emails begging me to try out in front of the executive producers of the show in the past couple months. I'm not interested. Last year, I was interested, and I tried out, but you didn't want me. I wasn't contemporary enough, and being transgender wasn't such a hot issue in the media like it is now. He goes on in another interview that I've linked below and says, I was contacted again in June after Caitlyn Jenner was in the media, and the first thing they said to me is, we want a transgender person on this show. They don't want a singer and transgender. They want someone that's transgender and a singer. And that's not the right reason to go on the show. Ryan was bold enough to say no, but there are countless of artists and actors and singers and directors and writers who are being pressured and are saying yes.
Oh wow, the executives of American Idol are shallow fucks that only give a damn about money? Wow, thank you so much for that insight, because I never would have been able to figure that out on my own. Wow, who would have thunk that the executives of American Idol are fucking shallow? Okay, here's the thing. This guy that was asked to be on American Idol, if he doesn't want to be on it, then guess what? He doesn't have to be on it. Nobody's forcing him to. Nobody is putting a gun to his head and telling him that he has to go on American Idol. And if you are transgendered and you do want to go on American Idol, then go on American Idol. Do whatever the fuck you want. You can take advantage of the fact that right now America is obsessed with gay and transgendered people, and the media is trying to respond by putting more and more gay and transgender people on TV. And if you want to be one of those people that's gay or transgendered on TV, you can take advantage of that. There's a lot of fucking money to be made. If you want to get that fat paycheck and you're cool with being on TV and basically shilling for American Idol or whoever the fuck else wants to have you on TV, then go do it. There's nothing wrong with it.
Look, I need a greater source of truth than TMZ, Beyonce, or my friends. I'm tired of the forced truth the world wants me to believe. I need that truth that sets people free. God says that you are a new creation, transformed, wonderfully made, the light of the world, set free from the bondage of sin, forgiven, renewed. That is who you are.
Well, since we're quoting verses out of the Bible, I've got a verse that's perfect for you. It's 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 12, which says, I shall not permit a woman to teach or to assume authority over a man. She is to remain silent. So basically, you should shut the fuck up. I mean, you're a Christian, right? You should be following your big book of bullshit. So run along now, go be a good Christian, and shut the fuck up. I'm the Mental Outlaw. Fuck you, and stay awesome.